All right, so we've been talking about a lot today. The coaches fired, retiring, whatever the case may be. We talked about the wild card weekend. And, of course, Melo, because he was on a podcast and started saying some things about how, the Nuggets gave Jokic number 15 to spite him, essentially. Here's what he said.
You had to feel away when they gave Jokic that 15, bro, because that's Melo.
Hell yeah.
Did you think it was a petty maneuver?
It was a petty maneuver. It wasn't like, oh, we got numbers to choose from. It was like, here.
Take this one.
You got 15.
Ooh.
And y'all put Jokic in the middle of that. He don't know.
He don't even care.
He could have been like, I want to wear 15. He could have been like, 15 is here. I can wear 15. Oh, that's Melo's number. You know what I mean? Like, just pay homage. I don't know. He could have worn because he wanted to pay homage.
Right.
But what I believe is that they gave him 15 to try to erase
what you did,
what I
your
did.
accomplishments over there. That's crazy.
I used to think about it. I don't think about no more, though.
Yeah.
Because what's meant to be is meant to be.
Okay, before you say anything, Vic, can I just get this out of my system real quick about I don't think about it anymore. Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like you don't give it any thought. The fact that Carmelo is so self-centered and egotistical to think that the Nuggets, who drafted Jokic in the second round hoping he could just be a guy who gets some minutes down the line, gave him that number to spite Carmelo Anthony, first of all, is such a wild conspiracy theory that even like the most ardent conspiracy theorists be like, dude, you got to tone that down a little bit. That's crazy. Secondly, here's what I don't think he understands. You don't get the choice of how people perceive you when you are the one that left, okay? Yeah. After that, everything's out of your hands. And the most you can do is maybe, I don't want to say go out of your way, but when you mention Denver, when somebody asks you about the Nuggets, you do some nice things. You say nice things about them. He repeatedly, over the last 10 years, has not done that. And at times he's gone out of the way to disrespect them. And now he's pulling the conspiracy theory that they knew Jokic would be an all-time player, and that's why they gave my number to him. Yeah. It's insane. Insane.
I want to address a lot of texts that have come through on this topic because I think it's so important, and I think it's a great topic for those of us in Denver who have been longtime Nuggets fans. And because the reason I have treated Carmelo with kid gloves, and I've been accused on this show as being too easy on Carmelo. I got to come down harder on him. The reason why I've done so is because I understand and value his role in the history of this organization, and I'm trying to preserve that. I'm trying to preserve that era of Nuggets basketball. He brought a lot of new fans to Nuggets basketball, and I'm hoping that that's somehow safe. But everything that comes out of his mouth lately, it's going to blow all that up, and now people are going to stop caring about that and what he meant to them as a kid. Because there are a lot of kids that grew up watching Carmelo that are Nuggets fans today because of him. Let me start here. Using the words, pay homage. What world do we live in when someone goes on a podcast and uses those words as if, could you imagine using those words to anyone? Why didn't they pay homage to me? Like, the words, do you understand the level of arrogance and narcissism it takes for someone to use the words pay homage in reference to yourself? And I'll ask you this. When was Carmelo drafted? What class was he drafted? Who was drafted 2 spots ahead of him?
LeBron.
Do you think they ever talk? Do you think they're friends? Do you think that there's any back and forth between LeBron and Carmelo?
I think they go on banana boats together, yeah.
Okay. When you hear Carmelo mention pay homage and all that stuff, I think directly to LeBron James. Those are the words, almost as if LeBron sent him what to say.
Exactly.
Say this.
No. He sounded like LeBron. But here's the difference, Melo. LeBron is a top 2 player ever and has won championships. And for as much as Cleveland might not like LeBron as much as they did initially, went back and won a championship for them. And LeBron has always said nice things about Cleveland. Always. because that's his
Well,
home.
he's from that area. He's
Well,
from that area.
But this is what I'm getting at is I'm going to make a pretty extreme comparison. It's another guy that you know, Vic, and I'm saying on the front end, it's not totally apples to apples. But here's a comparison I'll make. Lance Armstrong was somebody who brought a whole bunch of eyeballs to cycling. Lance Armstrong also did amazing work for cancer research and raised hundreds of millions of dollars. But when you bring up the name Lance Armstrong, it's usually in a negative context, isn't it? Because of the way that people saw him treat other people and talk about other people and that stuff. That's what I don't think Melo gets. Now, it's a very extreme comparison. Melo did a whole bunch of great things
Carmelo
for this
doesn't
town.
mistreat people, though.
No. Hang on. Melo, the basketball player, and what he did for the Nuggets organization at the time that he was playing, all great things. All great.
Sure.
But the way that he speaks about the city afterwards and the tone that he uses about the city is why people feel the way they do about him.
Well, the tone is one of, I made you. I mean, dude, this has been a city long before you arrived. This is what bothers me, is that the Denver Nuggets, they won a championship last year, and a lot of people, the result was, oh, well, I didn't even know the Nuggets played basketball. There's a rich history of basketball in this town. They never won it all before last year. I get it. They'd never been to the mountaintop before last year. I get it. But this has been a really good team for a long time. These aren't the Lions, okay? This isn't the Lions franchise that went to the playoffs once in the last, 5 decades?
Mm-hmm.
Won a playoff game once in 5 decades?
Yep.
These aren't the Lions. This is a franchise that's won a lot of playoff games, made a ton of appearances in the playoffs, but just never got to the top. So don't treat the franchise as if it's some stepchild. That bothers me.
No, you're exactly right. It's what I said earlier, Vic. He always has this sense when he talks about Denver that he's better than this. He was better than this city, and New York and L.A. were the only place fit for the king. That's the way that he talks about it.
Let me read some of these texts and respond to them, because I agree with a lot of the texters. And this is where I'm not going to go all the way to he is the devil. He's not the devil. What he is a very jealous man, because this texter hit it right on the nail. 7968. Melo's jealous. He thinks he should have been the one to bring a championship to Denver. That's what he wanted to do. And he probably has some regrets. And that's exactly what I see. Mm-hmm. I see regret speaking. When I hear Carmelo Anthony, I hear the bitter taste deep in his mouth of regret. Like, damn it, that could have been me. Damn it.
Yep.
Damn it, that could have been me wearing number 15, bringing the city its first championship and its first NBA parade. Damn it. And rather than respond like an adult and say, it wasn't me, he responds with words like, pay homage. That's not gonna help your case.
I also think he's jealous because Jokic is better than him. Like, is a better basketball player than he ever was. Not to say that Melo wasn't great. He was. But Jokic is far better and far higher up the list of all-time grades.
I think most people, sophisticated basketball people, and now you don't have to be sophisticated, would agree with you. 6623. Tell the actual story behind Joke wearing 15. Well, the story goes back to his playing days in Serbia. He played for Mega, which was that team in the Adriatic League, and he wore 15 then. Why did he wear 15? Because when his club coach approached the team and said, here's your jersey, they gave 15, which was the biggest jersey, the largest sized jersey. They gave it to the largest sized guy, Nikola Jokic. That's why he wore 15. And after wearing 15 all those years, he figured when he moved here, well, why not? 15. There was no... do you think, does anybody in their right mind... Now, I don't know how many of you know Nikola Jokic that well, but you've heard stories about Nikola and how simple he is when it comes to the game. Do you think when Nikola showed up in Denver, that in the back of his mind, and they handed him 15, he said to himself, oh my God, how am I going to pay homage to Carmelo Anthony? Do you think those two were even remotely connected?
Dude, you know what's funny? I wore 15 in high school on my baseball team for the exact same reason, because it was given out